Welcome back once again to the Dynasty Hot Seat, the only Dynasty show out there that is a certified inferno, as you can see below right now. We are back today with some more like little draft guides, almost like different strategies that you might want to use. And today we're going to look at robust running back. If you haven't seen already, we've already done a video on zero running back, how to do that, and the hero running back strategy and how to do that. Today we're going to look at the third kind of option for running back, which is, as you might know by the name, is you take a lot of running backs here. Some people call it, bully running backs. Some people call other things. So robust running backs is what I've always known it by. Basically means we're going to try and slam the running back position as early and as often as we can to get those, amazing running backs locked into our team as soon as possible. So without further ado, we're just going to pull open the stream. We are ready to go at pick number 7. We got it locked in. We're going to start the draft. And we want just to really, showcase, I think, the robust running back strategy. I'm going to take my first 4 picks. I'm going to take 4 running backs. Okay. Now, really, you might want to take 3 out of the first 4 rounds running backs to really slam home that robust running back strategy. But we're just going to go 4 for 4. Okay. Because that's really going to showcase what exactly is going to happen when you use this strategy. I mean, first off the bat, Bijan Robinson, that is the absolute dream start for the strategy. It's the best. It's the one at running back as Christian McCaffrey and Breece Hall ping off the charts. Excuse me. Now, second pick here, we do have Jonathan Taylor available. However, everything's sort of up in the air with him. I know this is a dynasty draft. Taylor will be more valuable going forward, but I'm not willing to take that risk here. If I'm going to draft running backs, even in Dynasty, this is a startup, man. I got to be looking to win pretty soon if I'm going to really focus on running back. They've got the shortest window, so there's no point having these guys in your team if you're not planning to win right away. Tell you what, let's take the best of both worlds here. Let's see if we can take another young guy in Jahmyr Gibbs. Damn, Saquon Barkley's so good now. Let's take Saquon Barkley, guys. We'll lock him up. We're going to try and win now with this team. So we got Bijan Robinson and Saquon Barkley locked up. Jahmyr Gibbs, unfortunately, does not come back to us. Barkley should have a huge year with so much uncertainty at the wide receiver position. Saquon Barkley is going to be a safe pair of hands for Daniel Jones at receiver. And we know that those receiving points tally up so quickly and help you out. What I'm going to go next, I'm going to kind of swerve away from ADP a little bit here. Travis Etienne, I think, is far too high in ADP. I think this might be a good sell window for Travis Etienne with, the competition that he's got facing now at Jacksonville with Tank Bigsby coming in. Josh Jacobs, I would be shocked if Josh Jacobs is able to repeat his heroics of last year. Not that Josh Jacobs isn't talented or isn't good. It's just incredibly hard to do, to repeat that kind of season over and over again, especially whenever you're a hammer like Josh Jacobs was used last year. He's an injury waiting to happen, guys. Josh Jacobs, in my personal opinion as well. Kenneth Walker, again, I don't think the ADP is quite adjusted yet to the threat that he has of Zach Charbonnet coming in, who will take away, especially those pass-catching opportunities. I'm going for the guy here that's upside to be running back number 1 overall this year. A guy that has lost Kareem Hunt, his main challenge. Nick Chubb is absolute force of nature. Might be the best pure runner in the NFL at the running back position. This, I think, will be his biggest season to date. And he is someone I am loving getting into this team whenever we're looking to smash running back early and often. Nick Chubb is so good. And hey, we could have even waited another round. Let's go and let's continue on here. I'll have a quick look at all to see who's available. Najee is there. Tony Pollard is there. Derrick Henry is there. That's who we're going to go with. We're going to, again, we're trying to win this year. I know this team looks brilliant in 2019, right? Barkley and Chubb and Henry. But I don't care. I'm smashing it. I want to win this year. I'm getting Derrick Henry in. I've taken 4 running backs in the first 4 rounds. If that isn't robust running back, I don't know what is. I've filled my running back positions and I filled my flex positions with running backs. So now what I'm able to do is start thinking about loading up those other positions. Because this is super flex, I got to get my quarterback sorted ASAP, right? Because it's going to be all well and good having these running backs. If I got nobody at the quarterback position, I'm screwed. So again, I'm in win now mode. I'm taking Kirk Cousins right off the bat. Safe pair of hands. Not worried about what he's going to produce this year. He's going to be a stud, as always. I mean, who doesn't love Kirk Cousins? You all watched the Netflix documentary. Absolutely loved it. Kirk Cousins, what a great guy. Now, here as well, we have an option of Jared Goff or Geno Smith. Let's have a look at the ADP. We might be able to wait out on Geno if we're lucky. So let's see, are there any wide receivers here that we are really looking to get locked in nice and early that will help us win this year? Amari Cooper there, loving it. Chris Godwin is available as well. Michael Pittman Jr. I do love, but I mean, this year there could be some teething problems with Anthony Richardson. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lock in Chris Godwin. I'm going to hope that Geno Smith or one of these quarterbacks swings all the way around to me. Chris Godwin, obviously not your ideal wide receiver one in your team, but this is the sacrifice that you make whenever you go robust running back. You have to, it's so hard to draft a perfect team. So this is just one of the sacrifices they have to make. Look at this. Geno and Jared Goff have come back to me. Let me know in the comments, who would you choose here, Geno or Jared Goff? I'm going to roll with Geno Smith because I think he has the better weapons around him. And I think that the Lions are looking real good this year, actually. So they might use David Montgomery to run out a lot of games, you know, like not really rely on Jared Goff playing from behind. I'm going to go with Geno. I think he'll be throwing the ball a little bit more. He has the slightly better weapons to throw to, although Goff is loaded on offense as well. I'm going to go Geno and lock him in as our second quarterback and be delighted with that, actually. To get Cousins and Geno Smith to go along with this win now team, I'm pretty happy. What I need to do now is really start to address wide receiver and really start to address that tight end position if I can. People like Freiermuth and Waller, I think we're already past, you know, the tight end sweet spot with Hawkinson and Goddard going. I don't think Darren Waller's up to much this year. I can't lie. I don't trust him to stay fit. I don't know if he's, I mean, even good enough at this age to carry an offense on his back. We have Saquon Barkley that we talked about earlier. I think he's going to be the main guy, not Darren Waller. Pat Freiermuth is there. Pat Freiermuth is fine. Not someone I'm happy as my tight end one, though. Not someone I'm happy to, you know, plant my flag on, so to speak, as my tight end one. So I'm going to go another direction here. I've got three people that I like to look off here. We got DeAndre Hopkins, Keenan Allen, and Deontay Johnson. We're going to risk this. We're going to play the ADP game. We're going to take DeAndre Hopkins, and we're going to hope Deontay Johnson comes back to us. Let's see if that works. I think if it was gun to head, I would take Deontay Johnson. But I'm going to risk it a little bit here. Play the ADP game. We are up against the computer, so, you know, there is that caveat to note. So let's take Hopkins and hope Deontay Johnson comes back to us on the swing. If not, there are other options available. Damn. And we're going to have to look at them, right? So let's see who is available to us. Mike Evans is there, obviously teammate of Chris Godwin, who we have already. Man, who else have we got here? Kadarius Toney, unreliable, not someone that we need. Mike Williams, unreliable also. I mean, Tyler Lockett is there, a guy that I do like. Elijah Moore. Yeah, this is, you know, starting to look a little bit ugly at wide receiver. I don't like it, but I think I might have to take Mike Williams. I don't like it, but I might have to take him. The other option is we go James Conner and we continue to smash that running back position, but I'm not sure how wise that is. The reason we took those four early is so we don't have to do this now. Tyler Lockett is there. Tyler Lockett's always solid. Jackson Smith and Jigba has an injury. We already have Geno Smith. We get the stack with Tyler Lockett. Lock it in. Hey, literally did not mean that. Lock it in. Tyler Lockett as Mike Williams flies off the board as well. Let's get that in at 9-7. And now we have a couple of tight ends coming back into play. Michael Mayer, who I don't think will be fantasy relevant for at least a couple of years. Sam Laporta, who looks red hot in camp. He could be someone that could do a job for us right away. But man, I like me some Cole Kmet this year. I think he's one of the better pass catching options on that Chicago Bears offense. I think towards the end of last year, he started to catch some touchdowns as well, which we know is so important for those tight ends. So I'm going to go ahead, maybe a bit of a reach in the 10th, but I'm going to take Cole Kmet as our tight end, get him locked in. And now what we're wanting to do is take some upside, maybe even some younger wide receivers to really fill this squad out. Unless there's incredible value somewhere, which I'm not really seeing. Josh Downs is there. He's pretty good. Greg Dulcich is there. Hey, he's a pretty good tight end as well. Brandon Cooks, he's a solid guy. I'm seeing someone here in Sky Moore, though, that has been the talk of the town of Chiefs camp. He's someone that can come in, hopefully, and replace some of these older guys as they start to fade out of the league. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take Sky Moore here, lock him in, give this team some youth, which it really will need at the wide receiver position. So I think he'll set it up nicely. Sky Moore has a chance to become, Patrick Mahomes' second favorite target. And I know that's maybe not, the best thing in the world to be someone's second favorite target, but whenever you're the best quarterback in the league, second favorite target, you got a chance to make big plays happen. So let's see who is left with us here. We got people like Michael Thomas. I mean, he would kind of fit this team, right? The ultimate risk, taking all these running backs. So I am tempted. We have Jalen Hyatt as well, a home run hitter. Man, this is around the time when the draft starts to turn, isn't it? There's plenty of guys on here, but the ADP, you could jumble these guys up and put them in a different order, and no one would really complain, right? Man, this is tricky. I'm tempted to go, balls to the wall and take Michael Thomas here, actually. This is probably a mistake, but people keep making the same mistake, right? So why change it? We'll bring Michael Thomas in. If he hits, this is a great pick for us because we have punted wide receiver. To take these risks later on, I think is really important. Someone like Michael Thomas in round 12, that could end up being of great value. I mean, if Michael Thomas is a fully fit season, are we saying that, he's going to outperform Quentin Johnson in the 5th round? Absolutely he will. Will he outperform Drake London? Absolutely he will. The problem is about what, 15 or less % chance that he will stay fit. We got to take these risks whenever we're fading positions, though. So I'm pretty happy getting in Michael Thomas. Let's have a look and see if there's any other value here. Darnell Mooney, not a big fan. Odell Beckham Jr., he's another guy that I quite like here because if in doubt, follow the money. Odell Beckham Jr. is getting paid, way too much money, right, for the deal at the Ravens. I think they're overpaying OBJ. But with that fee, commands a target share. Rashad Bateman, constantly injured. Zay Flowers, new rookie on the block. Mark Andrews is going to be there, his favorite tight end. J.K. Dobbins might get involved in the passing game a little bit more. But OBJ commands targets. This guy will see the ball. Him and Lamar Jackson seem to have a pretty good rapport already. I'm going to take Odell Beckham Jr. in here. Hopefully he'll see a nice amount of targets. He's someone that, we don't need to start him. But if he starts to have a nice run, he's someone that we can slide into our team, and it'll look pretty nice for him. Nico Collins, I can see here, is a guy that has a chance to carve out a significant role with CJ Stroud. So I'm happy with Nico Collins here as well. He's got to fight off people like Robert Wood. Robert Wood's a nice complimentary guy that we'll probably be able to get way later than even this draft will go on, actually. Nico Collins, I like. Flashed a little bit in preseason as well, which you always like to see. So let's get Nico Collins in as we continue to bolster this wide receiver room. It's darts, right? We're just throwing darts at these guys, hoping that a couple of them hit because we're pretty confident with the running backs, Bijan, Saquon, Nick Chubb, Derrick Henry. I'm not worried about them hitting. So I don't need to throw darts at some of these late round running backs. Dwayne McBride, wherever he's going to end up. Jerome Ford, if Nick Chubb goes down. Actually, Jerome Ford's not a bad pick because we have Nick Chubb. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, right? These dart throws, we don't have to make them because we've gone robust running back. And hey, I just mentioned it, Jerome Ford, I'm taking them because we have Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb goes down, Jerome Ford goes in. Our team should see a dip, obviously, but pretty happy that Jerome Ford is there, that he'll fill in and take that Nick Chubb role. Will he do as well with it? Absolutely not. Nick Chubb is a freak. But we're still getting points on the board for our team, which we want. At this stage, we only have one tight end. I'm going to take a second tight end here. Man, I'm a bit torn between Juwan Johnson and Tyler Higbee, but I think Tyler Higbee's going to eat again this year. Guy really underrated. Finishes, what, tight end 5, 6 last year. No one really spoke about it. He's someone who's going to continue to be peppered with targets, continue to pick up these yards. A real locker room leader as well, which is brilliant. That's the kind of player that's going to stay on the field, which for tight ends, I mean, let's be honest, that's kind of all you can ask for sometimes. There's someone who's going to be on the damn field, right? Let's have a look to see if we can continue bolstering this squad. Look at this. Ultimate dart throw. Hello, Justin. Terrible mistake. Yes. However, I mean, none of these guys are really going to... Keyshawn Butte, he's an even bigger dart throw than Justin Ross, right? So let's go ahead and pick up Justin Ross just in case. Shout out to Ali Cook. Just in case something happens with him. As we can see, this weird sleeper glitch that takes all the quarterbacks in the 17th round. We'll just ignore that as Keyshawn Butte also flies off the board. Hey, who are we going to take with our last pick? Michael Gallup is there. He could be interesting. Chase Claypool. KJ Osborne, and guys, look really good in preseason and look good at times last year, but, you know, he's just not going to have a role. I'm going to go ahead and take Isaiah Hodgins, guy that has a chance. Looked pretty good towards the end of last year at New York. So him and Daniel Jones have a bit of a rapport. Let's get in Hodgins just in case he could, you know, forge out the role as a #1 receiver there, because there is a chance that that might happen. So that brings us to the end of the robust running back draft. Let's have a look at our team then. We went pretty heavily leaning into this. We got to win now, which my advice to you, if you're going to use this strategy for Dynasty, if you're going to draft those running backs, you've got 3 years to use these guys. Goddamn win, right? 3 years to come second, third. Why bother? You got 3 years. Try and win at least one of those years. So that's what we've done here. We've not really cared about age. 3 years, and then, you know, you can eat crow at the end of it. That's fine. We've got Kirk Cousins in at quarterback, Bijan Robinson and Saquon Barkley at running back. Wide receiver was the position we're most worried about, but still, it's not awful reading, is it? Chris Godwin, DeAndre Hopkins, and Tyler Lockett. Not bad reading at all. Cole Kmet at tight end with Nick Chubb and Derrick Henry in the flex spots and Geno Smith in super flex. This is a slam dunk team. This is a chance to win this year. Absolutely. Like, if someone's seen this roster and said this is the winning roster, you go, yeah. I mean, of course. You've got Bijan, you've got Saquon, you've got Chubb and Henry. All 4 were running back 1s potentially this year. You've got someone like DeAndre Hopkins, who's a perennial wide receiver 1. He'll be sniffing about that again this year, no doubt. Chris Godwin, if he can stay healthy, he'll not be far off it. He'll be a wide receiver 2 for sure. Cole Kmet will do a good job at tight end, and Kirk Cousins and Geno Smith, they'll probably be quarterback 1s. If not, they'll be up high in the quarterback 2 rankings. This is a championship team. On the bench, we've got our wide receivers, just in case we need to swap any in, and kind of thinking about the future, but mostly these are dart throws, right? Because we need to take that risk. Sky Moore, Michael Thomas, Odell Beckham, Nico Collins, dart, 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 right? Jerome Ford to back up Nick Chubb if he gets injured. Tyler Higbee to sure up that tight end position. Justin Ross, another dart throw. And Isaiah Hodgins, another. So because we knew we were undervalued at that wide receiver position, because in this format you have to start 3, you got to take the risk at wide receiver whenever you're doing this robust running back strategy. Now, you may have noticed I didn't take a third quarterback. That's something you might be able to do a bit later on. Most of them are gone. However, this sleeper glitch, man, I'm not going to come on here and try and fool you guys that I could have taken Sam Howell or Mac Jones or Brock Purdy in the 17th round or Russell Wilson. I wouldn't do that to you guys. I probably would have taken a third quarterback somewhere, you know, in round 13 or something like that. But I want to try and get this as close to real life as possible. And it's just not realistic to do it that way. So let me know who you would have taken as a third quarterback there. And thank you so much for joining. If you have not already, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, that thumbs up, and all of that good stuff. Really does help the channel grow. We're ticking along nicely. I think we're slightly over 300 now. The dream will be get to 500 as soon as possible. So thanks once again for joining. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Stay tuned because we've finished the running backs now. On to the wide receivers next. Stay tuned for that. Enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, For anything Dynasty you need to know, keep it locked on the Certified Inferno. We'll see you next time.